Hi there, my name is Allison, and I hear that you have made the exciting decision to go ahead with a 2025 Crosstrek Onyx. Fantastic to hear. I want to take the next few minutes and discuss the differences in the Onyx from the other packages and also go over all the features and controls. So the first thing to note is these amazing black gloss wheels. They are the step up into the 18-inch above the convenience and touring that are the 7. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, but you maybe can see it's a little windy, so the tripod didn't do too well. As I was saying, the Onyx is going to be the move up into an 18-inch wheel. Convenience and touring has a 17-inch wheel. The Onyx has the black gloss 18, and then if we were to go to the limited, it would be this same styling, but in a two-tone wheel. I also wanted to showcase this beautiful new color. This is the offshore blue. Right now, a beautiful sunny day. It is a whole lot of blue. But if it's a more cloudy or an overcast day, then it actually does show a lot more gray. You will also notice in the Onyx that we've got some more black gloss features, the mirror caps, and if we go around to the back, above the trunk, this is all black gloss that is package specific. So now why might you jump up from the touring to the Onyx other than the styling? Well, it could be for safety features, because the Crosstrek Onyx is the entry point into having reverse automatic braking. That means you've got these sensors along the back that gives you reverse automatic braking in addition to the rear cross traffic alert that the touring has. Also, the Onyx is the entry level into the bigger 182 horsepower engine. Well, I'm going to give a little more walk around and then we'll get out of the wind. Styling-wise, the Crosstrek Onyx is also easy to recognize by the plasma yellow fog light cover. And if we look at the inside of the car, then the interior is distinctive as well, as it is the light gray cloth, and it's got this goldenrod bolstering. There is also the plasma yellow is your stitching throughout the vehicle. It's such a nice, cushy seat. Back seats as well. I just really wanted to be enjoying this sunshine before we go over some more details where you can probably hear me a little bit better inside. You, of course, will have the center fold down. That'll be the armrest and cup holders. You have the USB-A and USB-C. Nice soft backs with the seat back pocket. Well, the wind certainly has me a little bit disheveled, but don't hold it against me. It's springtime in Manitoba. I have to try being outside. But let's talk a little more about your new Crosstrek. So the Crosstrek Onyx is the first level as well, that we're going into the bigger engine. So your Crosstrek has a 182 horsepower, 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. But surprisingly, your fuel efficiency is the same as the smaller engine. If we discuss the suite of safety features that you have, it starts off, of course, with the eyesight technology. So that's going to be your two forward-facing cameras. One's on either side of your rear view. I'll be able to show you better when we go through the interior. But that's your pre-collision braking and your adaptive cruise control. There also is the addition of the mono camera that is central right below the rear view mirror, and that now works in conjunction for having the high beam assist. So you can have your high beams on when you're doing some highway driving. High beam assist is going to dim those lights for you when someone's coming towards you, and then reset them back to high beams when that person's passed. Very polite.
This gives us a little better viewpoint of the eyesight and the mono camera.
All right, so you've got pre-collision braking, you've got adaptive cruise control. You also, of course, now have blind spot detection. The Subaru way of doing blind spot detection is you're going to have an orange light. Lights up right here where it's great high contrast. So when you have somebody in your blind spot, you get this orange light on. If you're not paying attention to it and you put on your turn signal, it's then going to flash to get your attention. No beeping, no shaking seats, no shaking your wheel, just working with the way that you already drive. So just imagine, you're thinking of changing lanes, you glance over to your side mirror, oop, there's a orange light, so now you can just get back. We haven't gone too far with another safety feature. Touring and up, you also have these integrated turn signals so that you can be letting everybody know when you're changing lanes. And look, we're still even at the driver's door. Let's talk about your proximity key and your touch point. One beep, that would be to lock the door. That means you've been in the car, you've shut the door, and you just swipe your finger across these hash marks. The car is now locked and you're safe to leave. But maybe you're walking up to the car, you've got your key in your pocket or your purse, you can just grab hold of the door handle. 2 beeps means the door's unlocked. Also, to go over your proximity key, your top button is going to be lock. The logo itself is unlock. One push will unlock your driver's door. Double click will have it unlock all doors. The bottom button is going to be for releasing the trunk. It's not power, but it unlocks it. And at the bottom, that's your panic button. So you can always have it honking the horn and flashing the lights so that you can find your vehicle. We've all forgotten where we park. On the back of the key, there's also a silver tab. If you push that in, it'll allow you to remove a physical key. So if your battery is ever dead and you need to unlock the car door so that you can pop the hood and get it boosted, that is exactly how you do it. All right, as we're now looking at the inside of the driver's compartment, the Onyx is the entry level to go into the power seat. So we have got a 10-way power adjust seat, and with the 2024 redesign, this is when we've now added in lumbar support. So the circle dial at the back is going to have 2 raised parts. The little bump to the front is going to increase your lumbar support, and the one to the back is going to decrease it. Also, another feature, I'll get out of the way so you can see, but we have the aluminum sport pedals. Right now they are wrapped in the blue plastic from the factory to keep them fresh for the new owner, but when you unwrap those, they are aluminum, and the black circles are little rubbery grippers. As far as interior features, again, we have now got this much more streamlined so that the only actual item you have to interact with is the dial here, and that is going to be your gauge cluster brightness. From us handing the car off to you, it's going to be set at the brightest setting, but you can dim it down if you want. Below it, this is a fuse panel, and your hood release is tucked back here, just a little farther back than you might expect. Also, the floor is nice and clear now because your fuel door does not have an interior release. It is just a push-pop from the fuel door itself. All right, this is our driver's door controls. This is going to be your wing mirror adjustment. So you turn the dial to left or right, and then it's an Atari joystick control. Tell me you also understand an Atari joystick control, right? For your functionality. Lock and unlock, you've got auto front windows, back window control, the bottom button, that is your child window lock. So if this is pushed in, it means that only the driver has access to window controls. And now, freedom. Everybody gets to adjust. I hope you also noticed all of the beautiful plasma yellow stitching on this door panel, one of the easy ways to recognize the Onyx. I wanted to try a little different POV for this one, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. But let's go ahead and run through the features on the infotainment system. So all the way at the very top, you've got a menu bar here that you can scroll through. Radio station, common gauges, weather. This is tied to your Sirius XM. So you have a free 3 months of Sirius XM. When that expires, then this weather screen goes away as well. Also, there is then X mode. So we've got the dual stage X mode, which is another upgrade above the touring package. And what that is going to do is it allows you to have the dirt and snow, which is our standard X mode. That will move power to whichever wheel has traction if you're getting in a winter sticky situation. and it works up to 40 kilometers an hour. When you drive faster than 40 kilometers an hour, it's going to just kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive and you're off to the races. The deep snow and mud setting will adjust power to the back diff. It means that your wheels can spin. So if you are driving somewhere that is more off-road and you're sinking down into a loose surface, when the wheels can spin, then you can gain the momentum that's needed to get out of that spot where you don't want to be. Again, above 40 kilometers an hour is going to kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive. Some of my clients will keep that X mode up during the winter season because when they're needing it, they don't want to have to remember how to get to it. So the main part of the screen, you've got your radio button, FM, AM, as I mentioned, 3 months free of Sirius XM, and you do have a tuning and volume dial, volume to the left, tuning to the right, and you preset your radio stations just by dialing it in, pressing and holding until you get that beep, and you can overwrite your settings as much as you want, and you can mix and match them across all of the different types of music, FM, AM, and Sirius. To mute your radio, you just tap the volume dial, mute on, and then you can either adjust to turn it back on for volume, or you can tap it to turn it off. If we go here, below the number 5 is going to be your home button. That will take you back to the home screen from any of the other screens. There are some of these that I will kind of gloss over. Media, which gives you Bluetooth, music, USB, iPod, iPhone. I don't go into those too much simply because the phone and the car are more intuitive. So if you connect to your phone, it already knows what it's doing. For your phone connection, you're going to add a device. On your phone, you then go into settings and Bluetooth and have them scan and search for each other. When it pops up with the name Crosstrek, you tap to pair. You would confirm, it'll give you a PIN number, and then you just say yes to all of the things. The Onyx will have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you connect through Bluetooth and then you can kind of piggyback onto the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's really quite nice and easy, and I love that it almost holds your hand through the process now. Apps is just going to show you that it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto already built in. Your My Subaru app is ready to go as soon as you have that connected, and the travel link is through Sirius XM. It will be free for the 3 months, and then you have to subscribe to Sirius XM. Under settings, this is where you can find a lot of the information that you're going to need. General is going to be how you can configure the screen how you want. It'll talk about your hello and your goodbye. You can add birthdays and anniversaries. You also can set whether you're wanting to be in freedom units or Celsius and different languages. Sound. Everything is going to be set at an average. 19 is the middle, and you can always update them louder or quieter for whatever you want. Phone is going to be setting you up so that you can adjust your car's name if you would like. Radio, and then car is where you can get to a lot of your safety features. Eyesight is your pre-collision braking, so that's going to be your adaptive cruise control. That's going to be your pre-collision braking. If you're going to go through a car wash and it's going to have the dangly down things, then when you're driving in, you're going to think you're just going into a car wash. Your car could see that as a wall that you were driving into with no concern. If you wanted to turn off your pre-collision braking, you would go here and say off, you would confirm, and now you're safe to drive through that car wash with no worries about the beep, beep, beep and the braking and scaring you. When you get through, turn it back on, and again, you're off and running. Keyless entry system, you have the ability to set it up. If you're always going to have a carload of people, maybe walking up to the car and having the driver's door only unlock isn't going to be the most convenient. If you want to set it up to unlock all doors, that is completely your choice. It's whatever is going to work the best for you. Reverse automatic braking is also here, and even simple things like the one-touch changer and your welcome lighting. If you go back to your home button, My Subaru, as I mentioned, this is going to be a feature. It's in Touring, and after you have 3 years free. Subaru is doing more features for a longer free period than anybody else that I know of. And the My Subaru app will get you a quick connect to roadside assistance, quick connect to emergency services, and connect to the dealership if you were needing to make an appointment. Once you have your app set up, then that will be functional as well. Car info is another way you can get to the stats of if you're on an incline, a decline, where the power is going to the vehicle, and also maintenance reminders. So you can be setting those in, or we can set them up when you're coming in for service. Display off. So this is now a great thought process for Subaru to have. This is a big screen, and people have a concern that they're going to be distracted when night driving. If you hit the display off, it means while you've got music playing, the music's going to keep on playing and the screen just goes to sleep. So you don't have to dim down the brightness so that you're not getting distracted. And while the screen is dark, you can tap on it and all of your climate controls will pop up so that you can still do what you need to do. When you're wanting the screen to turn back on, the way I do it when I'm driving is a push and hold of the volume dial for a 3 count and it's back up and running. Otherwise, you can tap on the screen and hit the home button, and that will have it back up as well. The bottom section of buttons, the home button, which gets used exhaustively, of course. To the left of it, that's not what I meant to do. To the left of it, this one is grayed out because the car isn't running. But this is a square with an A and an arrow around it. This is the auto start stop feature. So the auto start stop is a green initiative. It will save you on fuel and emissions if it meets the criteria that it's within desirable temperature, you're not drawing too much power from the battery. When you get to a stoplight, it can turn the engine off. You often don't even notice because it's quite quiet, but when you take your foot from the brake to the gas, then you can feel a little shudder. That's the car restarting, and then you're back and driving. But if you wanted to turn that off, when your car's running, the A with the arrow will have a light on, and you would just tap it to turn it off. It is a default, so that means it's always going to be enabled when you start your vehicle, but you can opt to turn it off. To the left of it is the AVH. That's the auto vehicle hold. So that will be effectively like a hill brake. So if you're on a steep hill and you're at a stoplight, when you take your foot from the brake to the gas, you could roll backwards. And to prevent that, if you put on AVH, when you take your foot off the brake, your car will stay. You have to put your foot on the gas pedal to then release and you're driving forward. The car with a circle around it is another quick way to be able to get to your vehicle controls and your safety features. So this is one way that you could get to X mode quickly. The driving assistance tab is going to be a quick option into all of your safety features, and more settings changes the volume of all of your warnings, or it could change you into miles and miles per gallon if you were wanting to have those configured. To the right of the home button, this is going to be for managing devices. So this is going to be where you're adding or deleting your connected devices. And the little person over here is for driver's profiles. It doesn't seem that that gets utilized a lot, but it could pair you a person with a phone so that someone could get in and just tap their profile and the corresponding phone would get connected. Now, if we move down into your climate controls, we're in the home stretch. Climate controls, again, a great mix of hard buttons and touchscreen. As you can see right now, we've got your front defrost is lit up. So that's a hard button right below your volume dial. This on the passenger side, this is your back defrost and your heated mirror. And you've got hard buttons here that you can adjust half a degree with each button push for passenger and driver setting. As you notice, the fan speed is all the way down at the bottom. It's quite nice because it's easy to rest a finger here, know where you're at. I don't even need to be looking at the screen to be able to make these adjustments. Subaru has also increased the size of the buttons, so it's just a glance over to take care of that. in the row above the fan speed, this is your air conditioning, and this is where we're going to be pushing the heating or cooling. So right now the fan all means that there will be heating or cooling pushed to the back seats. If you're driving around with only people in the front cabin, why not make it more efficient? Turn off the fan all, and this then adjusts to say driver. To the left here, this black box is going to give you a pop-up. So it means you can use these fancy sliders to be able to adjust your temperature. And you can also sync or not sync for your climate controls. The bottom row is going to be where's the air blowing. And they also are really smart because with this screen, once you pop it up and you make your adjustments, if you don't touch it for 10 seconds, it's going to go away. So that means that you get to do what you're needing to do and get back to driving. The other items that are kind of just tucked in below the screen is your USB ports. So we've got USB-A, USB-C, and you've got the auxiliary plug here. One thing to note that is in addition from the touring package is this is where we now get to start having the wireless charger. So this is your wireless charger mat, and it does have a power button. So right in front of the yellow sticker, there is a power button. If you're just going to use it for a storage cubby, definitely turn the power off. I will also mention that putting your phone on the wireless charger is never going to charge it as quickly as using a corded plug, but heck if it isn't convenient. I had mentioned earlier about the eyesight being the pre-collision braking, and from the outside it's really hard in this setting to be able to see. But this and this, those are your two eyesight cameras, and your mono camera is down here. So it is a little different aesthetic when you first get in, but I can guarantee you it is quick and easy to get used to. When we go above our heads, now we're going into your SOS and your concierge button. So part of your My Subaru app that is free for 3 years from purchase, being your roadside assistance and your remote start, and I forgot the word. Okay, you can hit the SOS button if you do have an accident. You're going to quick connect to an operator. They'll be able to partner you with who you need. And then the concierge, that is effectively, we've all used a concierge at a hotel, right? So maybe you're low on gas, you're driving somewhere you're not familiar with, and your phone's dead. You can connect to an actual person and you can ask where there's a gas station. They can bounce off your location and give you directions. In the Onyx, this is also the entry point for having a sunroof. So we've got tilt and slide function here. The other button here, this is going to manage whether you are having your map lights on or off when you have your car doors open. All right, I'll admit to being a renegade and doing a little bit of this with the car actually running. Yep, it's happened. I wanted to show you the displays for when your car is actually running. And more to the point, what your adaptive cruise control is. So when you use the top right button to enable your cruise, you're going to get a graphic like this. And as I mentioned, you can increase or you can decrease the distance, and the icon up to the top right, that is your lane centering. So you opt whether you want that on or not. But if you want to increase your distance between yourself and the car in front of you, that's all you're going to do is you're going to tap on this is to increase, this is to decrease. Let's see if it'll keep it in focus. Increase and decrease. So it is nice and clear on when you set your speed, it's going to be right there. And then you also will have it showing what distance you've got set. Well, I want to again congratulate you on your decision about the 2025 Crosstrek Onyx. Again, my name is Allison. I'm here, product advisor at Jim Pattison Subaru South in Winnipeg, and I want to be your go-to Subaru gal here in Canada. So I welcome any feedback on things that you want to know more or less about. But going forward, if you have any questions about your Crosstrek Onyx, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to give you as much information as you would like about the features and controls of your new Crosstrek. Welcome to the family.